This is the transition news on Atlantic Television Network. Appeal Court has affirmed Right Honorable Martin Samuel Wile as the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly. Unanimous not rule of might as seen in the action of the Governor of River State. According to the judgment, all expenditure done by the River State Governor without the appropriation of Right Honorable Martin Samuel Wile is illegal to the extent of its expenditures. By this judgment, all laws made by the River State House of Assembly led by Martin Samuel Wile, including the extension of tenure of the local government chairman, remains valid. This resulted to the boarding of local government councils in River State.
After the incident, without conceding, but I want to feel that the police were not proactive, and that somehow led to also what we saw there. Knowing that for 3 months,
even the known actors, if you arrest a known actors, it is not even, how will I say, professional to sue, we run away. And so what the police...
Scale investigation into the post-election violence that rocked several local government areas of the dumped by yet-to-be-identified individuals have long been along the road, those residing close to the dumped debris. Police and sole administrator of the River State Waste Management Agency, Honorable Prince Ohia, examined the bags and discovered that there were rather few. Police, however, urged Rivers residents to carry on their lawful businesses without fear, and also advised members of the public to dump their refuse at a designated dumping site to have in Port Harcourt on Thursday. She affirmed that this year's second edition of the Rivers International Film Festival will accommodate free medicals, amongst others. Kate also stated the targets, amongst others, for this year's second edition of the Rivers State International Film Festival as follows: to celebrate the shifting landscapes of filming, fostering creativity, diversity.
This second edition of the Rivers International Film Festival is themed The Shift. 1. To celebrate shifting landscapes of filmmaking, fostering creativity, diversity and collaboration among Nigerian and international filmmakers. To showcase innovative and compelling films that reflect the shifting narratives in the film industry. To facilitate knowledge sharing, the skills development through workshops.
Together, we are not just shaping policies, we are empowering a generation to harness the internet's potential responsibly. Let us continue this journey together, fostering a safe digital space for all Nigerians.
Vice President, Internet Society of Nigeria, Dr. Adebumi Adeola Akimbo, and the Nigerian Coordinator of African Information and Communication.
Arabia, and I hope that some of them will be able to make it to Saudi Arabia, where they are going to engage with other experts from the global community. And while they are doing that, they are getting recognition for themselves and at the same time getting recognition for our country, Nigeria.
The importance is this. First, why is the internet important? The real reason for it is that the internet is a huge resource. It's actually Nigeria's big tech billionaires.
Fourth, on the 14-inch Ogboimbiri-Teben-Daba pipeline owned by Oando have affected the Ogboimbiri-Keme, Ebiama, Kolokogbema, Baran, Akboy, and Ukubie communities. Our environmentalist, Alago Martins, Deputy Executive Director, Environmental Defenders Network, said the twin spills points are close to that of an group of sports journalists. Eyewitnesses said they were traveling to Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, to cover Nigeria vs Libya African Cup of Nations qualifying match, which is scheduled to take place at the Gospel Akpabio Stadium in Uyo in a bus through Isheke around the Ihiala area on Wednesday when they were kidnapped. Meanwhile, police authorities in Anambra State have confirmed the incident. The spokesperson for the State Police Command, SP Tochukwu Ikenga, members of the crew had been rescued. Police Command Daniel Ndukwe, who confirmed the arrest in a statement, said officers from the command's anti-kidnapping tactical squad took Ogumba into custody on September 28. Nduku said his arrest followed the interception of public notice on an abandoned child he made. Said the division express who was accosted for driving against the traffic stabbed the policeman, Saka Ganiu, to death. He added that the soldier involved in the tragic incident had been apprehended and handed over to the military police for investigation and disciplinary action. He described the incident as highly regrettable and said the Army expressed its commitment to upholding the Nigerian Army's code of conduct and rules of engagement, adding that the Army has consistently cautioned its personnel against any conduct that could damage its reputation or strain relations with other security agencies and the public. The GOC of the division extended condolences to the family of the deceased officer. Our correspondent, Joseph Moses Mawinka, reports.
Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, and Nigeria Defense Headquarters is working rapidly to meet up the target of hosting 3,000 athletes of the African Military Games coming up on November in Abuja. In a press briefing in Abuja, the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Yenson Wuke, said the FCT administration is ready to receive and co-host the 44 African countries who have registered to participate in the military African Games, giving full assurance of the safety and comfort of their stay in Abuja City.
To be the chief host of these all-important military games that Abuja in particular to the entire African world. You may not understand the impact this will have on FCT and Nigeria in general. And to that extent, Nigeria is safe. Where you have over 3,000 people coming to a city at the go, you can see what they will go back with. There will be our ambassadors and tell outsiders that look, indeed, Abuja is one of the best cities in Africa, and indeed, Nigeria is really moving forward. On our part, we have said so before, and I want to reiterate that this opportunity will not let it go. We'll do everything to give you the necessary support so you can have a successful hosting, and your colleagues will be proud of you.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa appreciated the FCT minister and his team for their interest to support and co-host African military games in Abuja, promising that the Nigeria military sport team will keep up to
The event, which is scheduled to hold from 18th to 30th November 2024, presents a unique opportunity for our armed forces to showcase their skills, foster camaraderie among its participants, and strengthen millions in Abuja is not only a testament to Nigeria's commitment to promoting peace and security in the region, but also to demonstrate our capabilities as a host nation. The games will provide a platform for our armed forces to compete at an international level, exchange best practices with their counterparts from other African countries, and build lasting relationships that will contribute to the overall security and stability of the continent. I want to sincerely thank His Excellency, the FCT Minister, for being a very wonderful good host. Like we said, we're very lucky to have him at this time when this thing is taking place, because we know it is going to be world standard.
Other speakers were Chairman Organizing Committee of the Military Games, Air Marshal Abidemi Makiu.
Entry, we have received entry from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Benin Republic, Chad and Cameroon. So we are very happy to receive these countries coming to Nigeria at this time to participate in this championship. And this is the luck the Honorable Minister is carrying right from the beginning up to today. So we thank you very much, sir.
As of today, we have 1,725 officials and athletes for that 27 nations. So our projection is to have 3,000 officials and athletes to be in Abuja for this game. And we'll be competing for 19 sporting events, all the ball games, and also combat swimming, obstacle crossing, taekwondo, wrestling, among others.
I am Joseph Moses Mawinka, Atlantic Television News, Abuja.
Moving on, Kaduna State House of Assembly has dismissed claims that it is planning to amend the state local government electoral law ahead of the local government election slated for October 19, 2024. Chairman of the House Committee on Information, Henry Mara, has disclosed this during a press conference in Kaduna. He said no such amendment was listed in the order paper for the Assembly's October 9 session, while the clarification follows concerns raised by the People's Democratic Party over the legitimacy of the upcoming council elections. The PDP, through its state chairman, Edward Masha, has alleged that the Assembly was working to amend the Kaduna State Local Government Law 2024 just 11 days before the poll, and warned that the party would not tolerate any attempt to undermine the electoral process, accusing the Assembly of plotting to manipulate the election by altering provisions related to the declaration of results and the appointment of coalition officers. He stressed on the importance of transparent attempts to rig the polls. 4 youths have been nabbed by the police for allegedly terrorizing a community in the Adamawa state capital, Yola. They were charged with making life difficult for residents of Jambutu in Yola local government area. The Adamawa State Police Command said a press release signed by its spokesperson, Suleiman Ngoroje, that the suspects were apprehended at Gerio Junction, a place notorious for night and daylight robberies. The police said the suspects were found with dangerous weapons including a dagger and a knife, and were also smoking dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp. Jigawa State Judiciary has inaugurated local government election petitions and appeal tribunals to receive and deal with election petitions arising from the local government poll ahead of 5th October 2024. A statement signed by Director, Protocol and Publicity of the State Judiciary, Abbas Rufai Wangara, said the judicial panel is expected to receive complaints from those who felt cheated or robbed of their victory or any other negativities that emerged during the elections across the state. The statement also said the local government election appeal tribunal is sitting at Jigawa State Judiciary Complex, Dutse. We'll take a short break and we'll return. Stay with us.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of
Welcome back. This is Atlantic Television Network transition. Now to the rest of our stories. Vice President Kashim Shettima has warned that children who went out of school today could become a threat to their peers in the classroom tomorrow. Shettima will disclose this on Thursday at a conference organized by the Nigeria's Governors Forum with focus on girl-child empowerment through quality education at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Just urgent and persistent hope driven by the power of girls' voices, vision for the future. Joseph Mawoyinka reveals the significant impact on girl-child empowerment programs.
And child marriage.
The parents, you know, if you don't notice anything at all, school management will immediately call on their parents. We don't want them to hide under any reason. We call on the parents immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. We don't allow our guests to be moving around anyhow or talk anyhow. In fact, we moderate them, the way they talk, the way they relate with people, both people that they know or people that they don't know. Get the way they relate, the way they talk. And the academics, they are very, very... School management, we immediately call on their parents. School management, we immediately call on their parents. We immediately call on their parents to be moving around anyhow or talk anyhow. In fact, we moderate them, the way they talk, the way they relate with people, both people that they know or people that they don't know. Get the way they relate, the way they talk. And the academics, they are very, very good. Yes.
Still the International Day for the Girl Child, the House of Representatives has urged the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and National Orientation Agency, alongside others, stakeholders, to celebrate and collaborate with schools, community organizations and religious institutions to educate the public on drug abuse dangers and promote a drug-free lifestyle, and to make provision for rehabilitation. The Green Chamber also urged the Federal Ministry of Education to devise practical with 6 states of the Federation. They urged the leadership of the National Assembly to see to the amendment of the Child Rights Act to provide protection for sexually abused children. It called for the provision of the necessary legislative support to terms of budgetary approvals to the concerned ministries in this regard, and also see to the domestication of the Child Rights Act throughout the nation through the Conference of Speakers. The House reached the resolution on Thursday at its plenary after a motion by Honorable Kafilat Obara to commemorate the 2024 International Day of the Girl Children was adopted. Presenting the motion, Mr. Obara, Girl Child is a day adopted by the United Nations to remind young girls of their uniqueness, strength and prowess.
The House is aware that gender discrimination is a global phenomenon that engulfed many nations of the world due to patriarchy and cultural stereotypes, while other nations have made giant strides in closing the gender gap. Nigeria is still grappling, starting from access to education, healthcare, and access to basic amenities.
While calling on the leadership of the National Assembly to ensure the swift passage of bills, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency and National Orientation Agency alongside other stakeholders to collaborate with schools, community organizations and religious institutions to educate the public on drug abuse. As the chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, the confirmation of Usman's nomination followed the consideration and adoption of the report of the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, chaired by Senator Abubakar Bello on Thursday. Senator Bello, in his report following the screening conducted by his committee, said that Usman merited being appointed to head the nation's apex Hajj body. National Assembly correspondent Rotimi Adewuyi reports, with the new role, Usman is set to enhance Nigeria's Hajj management and services. Analyst has condemned the constitution for giving the federal government the sole right to create local governments in the Bozo, stressed on the need for states to create local governments at the grassroots if true federalism must thrive in Nigeria.
By personal gazette had created most local government in most of those states, whereas the cash cows of the nation, where everything comes from, are not even allowed to have such states, such local governments. It's a pity if anyone wants to fault the former president, the president of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who, because of fairness, that is being funded from the state coffers, then how then do they be completely autonomous? So you now ask yourself that, you now tell yourself, these are the serious issues as a people that we are looking at. We are looking at serious issues that should be checkmated from one area or the other. Do not forget, till today as we speak, however the noise and the hues and cries that the former president had to even pay billions of naira to the Zamfara state government in the importation of, in the mining of gold. They turned all the illegal miners of gold in Zamfara state to become local artisans. Now you ask yourself, in the Niger Delta region, the fire boys can